Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the shocking revelation surrounding Monica Quartermain's long-lost sister, Veronica Ronnie Bard, and the web of deceit that might be unraveling her tragic legacy. In the twisting world of Port Charles, few storylines grip viewers like the sudden emergence of family secrets that upend everything. Ronnie Bard, a name that exploded into the Quartermain saga earlier this year, claims to be Monica's biological sibling, torn apart by circumstances beyond their control in their youth. Picture this: two young girls, barely out of diapers, ripped from each other's arms to a family crisis involving their parents' untimely demise in a car accident during a stormy night in upstate New York. The authorities, overwhelmed and under-resourced, placed them into separate foster systems, one landing in the bustling chaos of urban Connecticut, the other shuttled off to a quiet farm in rural Pennsylvania. This separation wasn't just geographical, it forged entirely divergent lives, with Monica ascending into the elite world of medicine and corporate power at General Hospital, while Ronnie navigated a humbler path as a school teacher in a small town, raising a family of her own amid everyday struggles. Their paths crossed digitally through an ancestry DNA test that Monica impulsively took during a bout of introspection after a health scare, linking them as matches with an astonishing 99.9% sibling probability. From there, a tentative correspondence began, letters filled with heartfelt revelations that painted a picture of resilience and quiet longing. As their pen-pal relationship blossomed over months, Ronnie wove intricate tales of their shared early memories, fuzzy recollections of playing in a sun-dappled backyard before the tragedy struck, or the lullabies their mother sang to soothe nightmares. Monica, in turn, shared snippets of her glamorous yet turbulent life in Port Charles. From her marriages to powerhouses like Alan Quartermain to the heartaches of raising Jason and AJ amid the family's endless dramas. These exchanges weren't mere chit-chat. They delved into the emotional scars of abandonment, exploring how foster placements had shaped their views on trust and loyalty. Ronnie described forging bonds with her adoptive siblings through community bake sales and holiday traditions, contrasting sharply with Monica's immersion in the Quartermain mansion's opulent but cutthroat environment. Yet, despite this emotional intimacy on paper, something felt off to keen observers. Why did their connection remain confined to ink and envelopes, never evolving into video calls or even a simple phone conversation? Fans speculate that logistical hurdles like Ronnie's aversion to technology after a bad experience with online scams played a role, but deeper doubts linger about whether external forces kept them apart. This limitation amplified the poignancy of their bond, turning each letter into a cherished artifact, but it also sowed seeds of suspicion in the minds of Port Charles residents and viewers alike. Monica's untimely death in a dramatic hospital collapse rumored to involve sabotage tied to corporate espionage at ELQ left the Quartermain family reeling. But Ronnie's arrival at the reading of the will turned shock into outright pandemonium. In a move that stunned everyone, Monica had amended her estate documents just weeks before her passing, bequeathing the sprawling Quartermain mansion, its sprawling gardens, and a hefty portfolio of ELQ shares to Ronnie, effectively sidelining longtime heirs like Ned and Dylan. This windfall, estimated at over $50 million, positioned Ronnie, the new matriarch of the estate, granting her authority to make decisions on everything from renovations to tenant evictions. Tracy Quartermain, ever the sharp-tongued guardian of family fortunes, erupted in a tirade during the lawyer's office meeting, accusing Ronnie of worming her way into Monica's affections for this very payout. This interloper shows up out of nowhere and suddenly owns our home. It's a classic grift, Tracy fumed, her face flushed with indignation as she paced the room. In contrast, softer-hearted family members like Brooklyn offered tentative welcomes, hosting a subdued tea in the mansion's sunroom where Ronnie shared old photos from her foster days, evoking reluctant smiles. Even Michael Corinthos extended an olive branch, suggesting joint family therapy to integrate Ronnie, though whispers among the staff hint at fears she might sell off heirlooms or demand exclusive occupancy. This divided response underscores the Quartermain clan's eternal push-pull between suspicion and solidarity, with Ronnie's gracious demeanor thanking them profusely while vowing to honor Monica's legacy only heightening the tension. Delving deeper into Ronnie's narrative, her accounts of childhood evoke a vivid tapestry of lost innocence that tugs at heartstrings. She recounted summers spent chasing fireflies in forgotten meadows, only for the foster system's bureaucracy to sever those ties when Monica was adopted into the Quartermain's world of private jets and galas. Ronnie's life, by her telling, was one of modest triumphs, earning a teaching degree through night classes while single-handedly raising 2 children after her husband's passing from a rare illness. Their letters bridged these worlds, with Monica confessing regrets over not searching sooner, perhaps delayed by her own family upheavals like the endless custody battles for her grandchildren. They bonded over parallel losses, Monica's grief for AJ mirroring Ronnie's for her spouse, and even swapped recipes for comfort foods from their respective upbringings, like Monica's gourmet lobster bisque clashing delightfully with Ronnie's hearty Pennsylvania Dutch pot pie. This exchange fostered a sisterhood that felt authentic, a rare beacon of warmth in Monica's otherwise stormy existence. However, the absence of verbal or visual contact raises red flags. No shared Zoom family gatherings during holidays. No excited calls about Monica's latest medical breakthroughs. Could Ronnie's story be a carefully crafted facade, designed to exploit familial vulnerabilities? Or was there a more sinister puppeteer pulling strings to maintain this distance? Enter the chilling possibility that interference from within the Quartermain circle sabotaged their budding reunion. Drew Kane, Monica's estranged son, whose banishment from the family estate stemmed from a bitter fallout over ELQ control, emerges as a prime suspect in fan theories. Exiled and harboring resentment had Monica stripped him of his board seat in a power play, Drew might have seized the DNA discovery as leverage. Imagine him monitoring Monica's mailroom at the mansion, intercepting envelopes from Ronnie with a forged return address, then crafting responses in Monica's elegant script to keep the illusion alive. This deception could extend to impersonating Monica in replies to Ronnie, spinning tales of busyness at the hospital to justify the lack of calls, perhaps claiming a vow of digital detox for health reasons. Drew's military background lends credence to such covert ops. He could have used anonymous email relays or even hired a proxy to handle the correspondence, ensuring no traces led back to him. The motive: undermining Monica's emotional stability while positioning himself to reclaim assets through Ronnie as an unwitting pawn. If true, this twisted scheme not only robbed the sisters of genuine connection, but amplified Monica's isolation in her final days, turning her letters into unwitting confessions of vulnerability that Drew exploited ruthlessly. Could Monica herself have been oblivious to the manipulation, or was she an unwitting participant in a larger charade? Speculation runs wild that Drew orchestrated the entire pen-pal dynamic without Monica's full awareness, perhaps slipping fabricated letters into her correspondence drawer during late-night visits disguised as reconciliations. Envision Monica, buried in hospital charts, glancing at what she believed were Ronnie's words during quiet moments in her office, only to be fed a narrative tailored to evoke sympathy and prompt generosity. Yet, evidence points against total cluelessness. Court records show Monica personally consulting Edward's longtime attorney, a stern figure known for ironclad wills, to excise Drew's inheritance and elevate Ronnie. She described Ronnie in glowing terms during that meeting, citing their profound spiritual kinship reborn through writing, and even earmarked funds for Ronnie's grandchildren's education. This suggests Monica invested emotionally, perhaps viewing Ronnie as a fresh start free from the Quartermain toxicity. Still, if Drew doctored incoming missives altering details to heighten drama, like exaggerating Ronnie's hardships to mirror Monica's own, then the relationship was tainted from the start. Ronnie's side remains murky. Did she pen authentic pleas, only to receive echoes from an imposter? The asymmetry fuels theories of a double bluff, where Ronnie suspects the forgeries but plays along for the estate's allure. As Ronnie settles into the Quartermain fold, the family's wariness simmers beneath polite facades, with Ned launching discreet investigations into her background through private detectives. Dylan, ever the romantic, pushes for a family tree ceremony to honor Monica, but Tracy sabotages it by accidentally spilling wine on Ronnie's cherished childhood photo album. These microaggressions hint at brewing confrontations, especially if Ronnie asserts her rights by hosting exclusive events that exclude certain relatives. Looking ahead, spoilers tease explosive revelations. A hidden letter from Monica surfaces, containing clues to the correspondence's authenticity, potentially exposing Drew's hand. Ronnie's own secrets, rumors of a past identity change after a minor legal scrape add layers, suggesting she might not be the victim portrayed. In Port Charles, next, we will learn about the shocking twists unfolding in Port Charles that have fans buzzing about hidden trackers, broken trusts, and explosive confrontations involving Carly Spencer, Jason Morgan, and the enigmatic Jack Brennan. In the latest episode of ABC General Hospital, aired on Thursday, October 10th, the drama at the Quartermaine mansion reached fever pitch during the reading of Monica Quartermaine's will, a moment laced with betrayal and unexpected alliances that reshaped family dynamics in ways no one saw coming. Jason Morgan, arriving fashionably late to the gathering, found himself thrust into the heart of the chaos as Monica's presumed long-lost sister, Ronnie Bard, was revealed as the new owner of the sprawling estate, a decision that left the room in stunned silence. Adding layers to the intrigue, both Jason and his close ally Michael Corinthos threw their weight behind Ronnie, vouching for her legitimacy in a move that stunned the room and ignited fierce debates about loyalty and deception within the powerful Quartermaine clan. This support wasn't without its risks. Jason, ever the stoic enforcer with a history of navigating treacherous family waters, seemed unfazed, but the undercurrents of suspicion hinted at deeper secrets Ronnie might be hiding, perhaps tied old mob connections or forgotten scandals from Port Charles' shadowy past. Meanwhile, across town at Elizabeth Baldwin's cozy home, Carly Spencer dropped by for what started as a casual chat, but quickly evolved into a tense revelation about her urgent need to connect with Jason, her longtime confidant, whose bond with her has weathered countless storms in the turbulent world of Port Charles. Elizabeth, with her nurturing yet perceptive nature honed from years of nursing crises and personal heartbreaks, listened intently as Carly outlined her plans, her voice laced with the familiar mix of determination and vulnerability that defines her fiery personality. What Carly didn't anticipate was the web of surveillance closing in. As she prepared to head to the pier, presumably the sentimental spot honoring her late mother, Bobby Spencer, fate intervened in the form of Jack Brennan, who appeared out of nowhere to intercept Jason instead. This eerie timing raises red flags about Brennan's uncanny awareness, suggesting not mere coincidence, but a calculated plot woven from the threads of espionage and jealousy. Elements that echo the high-stakes games of cat and mouse that have defined General Hospital's narrative for decades. The pier confrontation between Jason and Brennan was a powder keg waiting to ignite, loaded with unspoken threats and probing questions that peeled back layers of Brennan's mysterious WSB background, an agency notorious for its ruthless operatives who blurred the lines between protector and predator. Jason, standing firm with his trademark intensity, demanded answers about how Brennan knew of the rendezvous, his eyes narrowing in that classic Morgan glare that has silenced foes from the waterfront to the courthouse. Brennan's evasive responses only fueled the suspicion, hinting at surveillance tactics straight out of a spy thriller, perhaps a subtle hack into communication lines or, more invasively, a digital tag embedded in Carly's device to monitor her every move. This encounter never led to Carly and Jason's planned meeting, a missed connection that amplified the frustration for viewers, as it underscored how external forces continue to sabotage their fragile alliance amid the ever-shifting sands of Port Charles intrigue. Shifting scenes to Carly's home, where the air crackled with unresolved tension, she summoned Brennan for a showdown that exposed the fractures in their budding romance. Dubbed Jackly by hopeful fans eager for a pairing that mixes danger with passion, Carly, fresh from her visit with Elizabeth, had detoured home possibly to grab a memento or steel herself for the Jason meetup, but instead found herself face-to-face with a man whose secrets were unraveling faster than a poorly tied knot. The argument erupted over Brennan's role in endangering Jocelyn Jacks, Carly's fiercely protective daughter, whose own covert WSB involvement adds an explosive layer of risk to the family dynamic. Imagine the fallout if Carly learns Jocelyn's double life mirrors the deceptions she's endured from exes like Sonny Corinthos. Carly's wrath was palpable, her words slicing through Brennan's defenses like a scalpel, accusing him of prioritizing shadowy operations over personal safety. Much like the compartmentalized business worlds that have haunted her relationships since her early days in Port Charles. Delving deeper into the trust erosion, Carly's near decision to end things with Brennan highlights her growth from the impulsive woman of yesteryears to a more discerning force, one who's learned hard lessons from betrayals involving falsified identities and hidden agendas that nearly destroyed her empire at the Metro Court. Brennan's lies, framed as necessary spy protocols, rang hollow against the backdrop of Jocelyn's peril, evoking parallels to past arcs where Carly fought tooth and nail to shield her children from the Corinthos-Morgan orbit of violence and vendettas. If Carly uncovers the tracker theory, envision a tense moment where she notices anomalous battery drain on her phone or receives an anonymous tip from a Quartermain insider could shatter Jackley irreparably, accelerating the romance's demise faster than revelations about Jocelyn's agency ties. This speculation draws from Brennan's history of calculated risks, like his infiltration of local crime rings, suggesting he installed the device during a seemingly innocent overnight stay, a move born from paranoia over Jason's influence pulling Carly back into old loyalties. The Quartermain mansion fallout provides rich soil for ongoing rivalries, with Tracy Quartermain's outrage serving as the comedic yet venomous counterpoint to the heavier espionage threads. Her disbelief in Ronnie's authenticity painting her as the unyielding guardian of family legacy. Tracy's tirade against Michael and Jason's endorsement wasn't just bluster. It stemmed from decades of witnessing con artists prey on the Quartermains, from the Helena Casadini manipulations to more recent financial scams that tested the clan's resilience. Ronnie's ascension to ownership introduces potential subplots, such as hidden clauses in Monica's will that could involve lost heirs or buried treasures from the estate's storied past, forcing Jason to balance his support with the moral quandaries of his enforcer role. Michael's involvement adds paternal stakes, as his defense of Ronnie ties into his evolving role as a Quartermain heir, contrasting his street-smart upbringing under Carly's influence and hinting at future clashes where family bloodlines collide with chosen allegiances. As the dust settles from these revelations, the tracker hypothesis looms largest, positioning Brennan as a tragic anti-hero whose overreach might cost him the one genuine connection in his covert life. A theme resonant with General Hospital's exploration of love amid deception since its 1963 inception. Carly's confrontation in her kitchen earlier hinted at her limits. Brennan's fear of losing her then was genuine, but tracking her movements crosses into obsessive territory, potentially leading to a blistering expose where she demands full transparency or walks away for good. Picture the scene, Carly piecing together clues with Drew Kane's help, using his business acumen to trace digital footprints, culminating in a heated ultimatum that reverberates through Port Charles' social circles. This breach could ripple outward, drawing Sonny into the fray as he grapples with Jason's divided attentions, or even alerting the WSB to internal leaks that threaten larger operations against international threats. Looking ahead, the implications for Jocelyn's safety weave a tighter net of peril, as Brennan's protectiveness, however, misguided stems from genuine concern for her fieldwork, which involves high-risk undercover ops reminiscent of Frisco Jones' glory days. Carly's maternal instincts, sharpened by losses like Morgan's tragic death, position her as the wild card who could expose the entire WSB network in Port Charles if pushed too far, creating alliances or enmities that span generations. Jason's peripheral role here underscores his enduring role as the silent guardian, his late arrival at the will reading symbolizing how he's always one step behind the emotional epicenter and pivotal in averting disasters. Fans can anticipate escalated drama in upcoming episodes, where these threads converge at iconic locations like the pier or the hospital, blending romance, suspense, and family feuds into the soap opera tapestry that keeps viewers hooked week after week. In wrapping up this deep dive, the Brennan-Carl adjacent triangle exemplifies General Hospital's mastery of suspenseful storytelling, where a simple missed meeting spirals into questions of privacy, loyalty, and survival in a town where secrets are currency. Stay tuned to our channel for more exclusive spoilers, as Port Charles braces for the fallout from these revelations that could redefine relationships and upend power structures for months to come.